How to adapt in Smash Ultimate. Adapting is a vital skill you need to succeed in Smash or any fighting game really. If you haven't heard of that's the wrong way to put it. If you're trying to improve at Smash, you've definitely heard of adapting. But what does it actually mean? Adapting is how top players make their sick reads. No, but for real, it is. Adapting is basically memorizing what the opponent likes to do in specific situations and then doing something to counter it. Here, let me give you an example. Mario standing a roll distance away from the ledge, and he's wondering what will his opponent do. Opponent jumps. When Mario finds himself in the same position, the opponent jumps again. Now Mario knows that the opponent will jump. Mario now sees his opponent on the ledge, and this time he faces backwards instead of forwards to make it easier to backer him. Logical, right? Well, it doesn't quite work out. The opponent neutral get-ups. But why, Mario asked himself. Was it because I was facing the other way? But nah, that surely can't be it. Often those small things actually do matter when adapting. When you are going for a read, try to recreate the situation as accurately as possible, to make your opponent do something that you want them to do. This is also going into the section of baiting, which I will also be making a video on, so subscribe and watch it when it comes out. Mario has recreated the situation 1-to-1 and is ready to punish. Mario jumps and tries to back air his opponent. But they don't jump. They roll. Mario is discouraged and wants to give up, but that doesn't concern us since Mario has finished his examples and we don't need him anymore. We're now only interested in finding out what happened here. Well, the opponent adapted to your adapt. Now Mario must adapt to their adapt. Now eventually you're trying to adapt before your opponent adapts himself, so you can punish his adapt before he even adapts, and eventually the entire thing becomes rocket science. Now the first point I was describing, I call specific adaptation. Cool name, right? Thanks, I made it myself. It focuses on reading your opponent in a very specific situation, but there's another variant of adapting. I call it general adaptation. So general adaptation is what people use to make a read in a situation that has never occurred in the match or set. Now that sounds crazy, but the theory is simple. The execution is a bit harder though. Instead of adapting to a specific situation, you adapt to the opponent's general playstyle or the playstyle of the character that they are playing. General game knowledge about how character play is very important if you want to judge the situation on the character. But you don't need to play 100 games with the best player of each character. Playing in tournament is a good way to get better at matchups, even online. It doesn't matter if you get 2-0'd, at least you've learned something about the character. Unless you're playing against a lagginess that only uses side B. Playing with people on Discord or Anthers ladders or Twitch. Heck, even Elite Smash can help you improve your knowledge of the game. But how, Strap, you might be asking? Well, you need to look at your opponent. This is something that is in every beginner pro tips video. And there's a reason. It helps you better memorize what the opponent is doing, instead of you're just looking at your own character and just kind of, see the character's movement.
What
the fuck are you talking about?
But that's beside the point. For example, if you notice your friend the Ike player is constantly jumping, and you catch onto this, and now you know that he will jump every single time, what do? You up at them and hit them because you knew they were gonna jump. If you have knowledge of the game, you know that Ike likes to jump. You don't need to wait for confirmation from the player that yes, indeed, he does like to jump. And if he doesn't jump and punishes you, then at least you now know that he might not be as jumpy as you expected. Sticking with this example, you find yourself in a position where you need to guess what they will do. Either dash attack you or jump neutral at you. They've been jumping for the entire match. What are they most likely to do? I'll give you 3 seconds. 3, 2, 1. If you guessed dash, then no, come on man, you haven't been listening to the entire video. Stupid. Most of you probably chose the second option. And you are correct. You have grasped the basic concept of adapting. You're welcome. The idea is that you use these 3 versions of adapting in combination. You can imagine it as a pyramid. The bottom layer is the character knowledge that you have before the game even starts. Then you build upon your assumptions about the playstyle with the middle layer, the other version of general adaptation. Playstyle. And you have to just pick that up during the game. If they always jump in every situation, then they're probably a pretty jumpy player. It's easier to adjust in sets than in one single game because, well, you have more time. Then the third layer is specific situations, which you should implement when those situations reveal themselves. Now, the next thing just kind of blends the entire pyramid together. I call it the specific situation that are also kind of general, I guess, but also involves the character they play. It's another cool name, right? Now, in case you still haven't got it, if you notice your opponent is doing something, punish it. And vice versa. If you're doing something that is getting you punished, stop. You of course always have to be aware that your opponent might also have watched this video and can adapt too. Your opponent can adapt to your adapt, and then you have to adapt to their adapt.